and doing what he do. Today we coming to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, man. We're gonna start off with the fact that Jay-Z is in the news for messing with 13-year-old little girls. That's the first thing we're gonna start with. Then we're gonna move to the fact that the Biden regime has overthrown the Romanian government, the Ukrainian government, not the Ukraine, that happened under Biden, and the Syrian government, trying to get World War III popping off because they don't have nothing better to do with themselves than to start wars. Then we'll move past that to the fact that that America itself has reached a point where if we can't get through the next 45 days, 44 days, my battery gonna go dead soon, we're gonna die. And I mean, that's just what it boils down to. We got to get past these next couple of days, or else these people gonna kill us. They're doing their best. We got North Korea, South Korea beefing out. We got them overthrowing Assad in Syria, which is a poke in the eye of Vladimir Putin. And I tried to record a video this weekend on it. I tried to use my little laptop. My little laptop not strong. It's weak leg. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to give me a strong laptop because it's weak leg. It can't do what it's supposed to do. So we got them just steady poking Putin in the eye like this. Putin, we don't care. And if anybody looked at the old school plans of the deep state that Lindsey Graham, not Lindsey Graham that's in Congress, but Lindsey Graham, the guy that should talk about gold back in the day, in maybe 2013, 14, 15, he laid out that they wanted to destabilize the entirety of the Middle East. And that was their ultimate goal, to destabilize the entire Middle East. And so they went for it. And then this is the thing that got me about what they did with Putin just now. So they destabilized Syria and said, Putin, you can't do nothing about it. Because if you do something about it, we're going to go to war. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. They wilding out in these streets, man. Good morning, guys. I'm sorry. Good morning to you. I'm not being rude. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. My weekend was phenomenal. Had a little bit of time to hang out at church yesterday. Had me some good old-fashioned chili, which my stomach don't really, it took a little while to process that one. But nonetheless, it was good. Saturday was fantastic. Friday was awesome. Life is fantastic and awesome. Things are going well. I don't have nothing to complain about. But I'm tired of these people, man. So I'm tell y'all a story. Y'all don't mind if I tell y'all a story, right? We just chilling. So I've been talking to old co-hosts that I used to do radio with to try and help me launch a podcast. Not as in I need their help, but I need guests on the podcast. So I've been reaching out to people from the black radio station who are hardcore starch liberals and trying, because I need that liberal voice, because you can't just have an echo chamber where you. So I reach out to him, and I hadn't talked to him in a long time. He says, "Hey, dog." I said, "What up, dog? Where you been, dog?" I said, "I'm getting it, dog." He said, yeah, I heard you on that YouTube doing it big. We need your help over here. I said, "Dog, I don't do nothing for free. You got to pay me, baby." I said, "Oh, you got to give me that free broadcasting time on your station." He said, "Nah, dog, we can't have you on our station." I said, "Well, damn, why not?" He said, No, we're not going to have you on this station. I said, "Why?" "Because I'm black conservative." I said, "It'd be the best talk show you ever had." He said, "I know." He said, "And I don't want to compete with you." I said, "Well, look, I understand. You want to be the big fish in your pond. And I don't have no problem with you being the big fish. But I need you to come over and do some shows with me." So we go back and forth, back and forth. Conversation eventually gets to the point where he started talking about he went to Aruba. And I'm like, "Man, you got to be careful in Aruba." He's like, "No, it's one of the safest places on the planet." And I said, "I'm going to tell you this. Before you get started, you done did some dumb shit in Aruba, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, bro." Take cruise. Get off the ship. He needs his nasal spray medicine because he has he smokes and it gives him a kind of asthma-like reaction. And he sprays in his nose and boom, it opens up his lungs. He can breathe better. And I say, "All right, I'm listening to you, dog." And so he gets off the boat, goes start wandering around in a foreign country. I'm listening. I'm saying, "This shit gonna end bad for you because you're a liberal and you think everything is safe everywhere you go." So now we all got cell phones. He got cell phone signal. He don't try and look up nothing. He just wanders around like a damn lamb, just enjoying the view. And then two guys walk up to him and they say, "Hey man, are you lost?" And I'm thinking to myself, if we in a foreign country, me and you, and we know we don't know where the hell we at, and we know we clearly look like a tourist, and we done went out the tourist area, we done went into the neighborhoods, and somebody said, "Is you lost?" I said, "Nah, I'm fine, thank you, my friend, have a good day. God bless you." He tells him he lost. He needs a pharmacy. Now, mind you, he's got an AI-powered phone in his pocket that has directions to everything. But this clown, and I know he probably listening now, you a clown, dog. I want you to know you a full-on clown, dog. And I'm telling on you, Gerard, because I want you to come on with me. So, this clown, they say, "Follow me." This clown starts to follow them. Then they get to an alleyway, and they say, "Follow me down here." And one of the dudes gets to touching on his elbow. It took him to follow these dudes away from where everybody else was to a sketchy area, and then for them to tell him go down this alley and touch his elbow for him to realize that they had set him up. And I say, G-Man. I say, G-Man. His real name, not Gerard, but that's his radio name. If y'all don't know, people on radio don't use their real name. They have a radio name. Kind of like my real name is James Williams. I go out by Dark Waters, but whatever. Nonetheless, I say, G-Man, you's an idiot. You's a damn fool. How you let them people lead you astray like that? I said, you couldn't look them up and down and look in the eyes and tell they had bad intent? Well, man, you know, I needed my medicine. Did you ever get your medicine? This is the logical question. Did you get your meds? The Negro didn't even get the medicine. The Negro didn't even get the medicine. I don't know why I shared that with you, other than to mess with him, because I know he watching. But, bro, something wrong with you. Now, with that being said, let's get back to the agenda. Jay-Z. Diddy, 13-year-old little girl. Ooh, and you know the news is coming out saying it's only allegations against Jay-Z. And, you know, we need to be patient because it's only allegations. Since when the news media only treat allegations like they're allegations? I thought once somebody said something about you, it was true. That's what we saw on the Republican side, and those supported Republicans. They, for example, Pete Hegseth, they're saying that Pete is a drunk. It's an allegation, but no, he's a damn drunk according to the news. By the way, I'm going to park right here. You know how you, in the old school cars, pull it down, drive, hit the brake. We just put it in park. We're going to park on Pete Hegseth for a second. I want to say something to you. To all the Republican consultants that's out there talking to, like, that's supposed to be helping the Republicans, y'all gotta stop acting like a bunch of little bitches. So, the news media comes out and says that Pete is a drunkard. And they put pressure on him. And they hammer him. And they hammer him. And they hammer him. That don't matter. Because your presidential candidate got a mandate that whether he goes into office with, or he's going into office with a mandate. So they don't matter. Don't matter at all. So here's what you do. You come out and you say, all right, y'all don't like Pete? Well, y'all going to vote on the fact that you don't want Pete in, and we going to get that on record so we can campaign against you when the time is right. But you're going to vote on the fact that you don't like Pete, and then let them vote. Point blank, period. Now, the news media, you come out and you just tell them, hey, you guys have lied over the past 4 years. It would behoove you to stop lying so much, because we're going to come after you for the lies. And then shut up. And then let them lie. And then when you get in office, go get them. Make an example out of one person on January 20th. Wham, somebody get hit. All the lying going to stop. But what's got to happen right now in this time period is you can't be sitting here ducking and they shooting arrows, man. You walk, they're invisible arrows. They don't land on nothing. There's no value. There's no pain that can come from these arrows because everybody knows the media lies. But they're still treating the media like it has some type of foundation. For example, Donald Trump just recently did an interview with the Indian, whatever the chick that is, did the debate. He had his gold tie on, and everybody was like, you know, Trump handled her. Trump should have been interviewing with that bitch in the first place. He shouldn't have sat down with her at all. Why? I don't understand it. He shouldn't have been sitting down with that woman in the first place. See, this is how you give, and this is what the mistake they make. They give relevance to the media. So when he went on the radio, when he went on and did an interview with her, he gave her relevance. She was irrelevant after how they did the debate and how they showed favoritism in the debate. So he allows her to go, he goes on an interview with her, and he goes back and forth with her like she is of some importance. No. What you do is you go back on with Joe Rogan, and you go back to talk to Joe Rogan, and you let Joe Rogan ask the questions. And then you watch them rant and rave about the fact that Joe Rogan is now a part of the media, and Joe Rogan asks all the questions. And if you really want to be a dog about it, you go meet with them and say, well, I want the questions ahead of time. And get them to give you all the questions. Say, no, you give me the questions. Give me the questions ahead of time. They give you all the questions they're going to ask. Cancel the interview. Go to Joe Rogan. Give Joe Rogan the questions. And they're like, well, he gave Joe Rogan our questions. You're damn right, because at least we're going to have a fair conversation as opposed to having a conversation with you. And so now you have this mechanism in place where you spank the media when they get out of line. As long as they believe and they have this entitlement to access to people of power in this administration, they're going to behave the same way they behave. So you have to put them in their place. Like it's driving me crazy to see what the mistakes that are being made. Like there's no consequence for the actions. Zero consequences. And here's the example. We saw, can y'all hit the like button, man? It's 159 and 69 people. Here's the example. Mika and Joe, right? Mika and Joe went to Mar-a-Lago to talk with Donald Trump. Everybody jumped on Mika and Joe's back. And so now what's happening is, because they put pressure on Mika and Joe, the rest of the liberal media is saying, I don't want to go the route of Mika and Joe, so we going to double down and triple down and go crazy on Trump. But the only way they can do it is if you give them access. So they wouldn't have access to the press briefings at all. Like it would be social media companies who have access to the press briefings, period. They would beg me for access. I would put them out of business. They would have to report on what Brandon Tatum is saying, or what the Black conservative is saying, or what Alex Jones is saying. They would have to report on what they're saying. The same way we have to report on what they're saying. I would destroy that media. And it's just a matter of not giving them access. Because access is what allows their audiences to flourish and grow. And what you want them doing is you want them crying and whining. Oh my God, the Trump administration is not letting us in, and blah, 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 blah. And they'll go through it. I'll let them cry and whine for a year. Because over that time period, they're going to keep highlighting the fact that at some point in time, they're going to have to cover who you want them to cover. At some point in time, they're going to start highlighting people. Like, let's say Alex Jones is in there, and Alex Jones is asking questions. They're going to attack Alex Jones. What happens when you attack Alex Jones is their people go look at Alex Jones. And so you redirect all that energy. It's like a bypass, a circuit where you're just bypassing them. You're routing around them to who you wanted to go to. You see what I'm saying? But as long as we playing this game where it's like, oh, you know, the media said this, the view span, screw them people, bro. We passed that point at this point in time. I mean, they have no value. They all have proven to be liars. All the way to Fox News. Fox News is even proven to be on the fence, dirty sandy beaches. You dig? So it's one of those things to, come on, bro. Stop acting like girls. You dig? Looks like my chat froze. But unlike other people, I don't need the chat to hold a conversation because it's all up here. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they need their chat. You know, they're like, I need my chat because I got to feed off the chat because they ain't smart like that. Back to what I'm saying. So we take Pete Hegseth. You take Kash Patel. You take Tulsi Gabbard. You take Anybody that he's appointed, it don't matter who the appointment is. Stop pretending like these people have leverage. When they attack, laugh at their attack. For example, the attack against Pete Hegseth is, well, he's a drunkard, he's an alcoholic, he's this, he's got a drinking problem. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Point blank period. They can say what they want to say. They lost. Now, the Republican, well, I don't know if she's in the House or the Senate, whoever it is that needs to confirm him, that young lady who's like, I'm not sure if Pete is this. It's time to get on the phone with her. Yo, shorty, this is Donald J. Trump. What you're going to do is you're going to move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. And that's it. That's all it is to it. Ain't no discussion. Ain't no conversation. You gonna move up out the way. And if you don't move up out of the way of the person that I nominated, I'm coming for you. And that has to be the mentality. I mean, I'm sorry, that just has to be the mentality. If that's not the, and I understand, I saw Trump on an interview with the little crazy girl who I don't like. And he was saying, well, you know, I'm not interested in prosecuting Joe Biden. I'm interested in being successful. Yeah, okay, cool, Donald. We want the nation to be successful, but that ain't what you got. That's not the mandate you got. The mandate you got is to tear down the deep state, so we don't have to deal with this ever again. And I understand that Donald was sitting there. He got to play the game before he get in office. No, I'm not interested in prosecuting Joe Biden. He needs to single things. And I understand what he's saying. He said, I'm not interested in it, but my people probably gonna bust your ass. I understand that. But I can tell you guys right now, Donald Trump getting office, he ain't going after nobody's head. I'm going to be attacking Donald Trump. Because the way I feel about it is, we ain't put you in there to play nice. Them bitches ain't play nice. Ain't not nice. Now, I ain't saying go kill nobody, but you see all this taking billions of dollars and giving it to other nations while we got American citizens in the cold freezing to death? The Amish people had to come all the way from where the hell they were to go to North Carolina to build tiny houses for people in Carolina. No, hell no. We not playing that, Donald. No. And quite frankly, I could probably become famous if I just went on an attack on Donald Trump the way I know how to attack and just went on radio, went everywhere. I'm a supporter. I voted for him, but boom, boom, boom. But that ain't the intent of it. The intent is, no, these people got to be held accountable. That's what's missing in government right now. So I understand what he's signaling. But conservatives across the board have to draw the line between this cult of personality that is Donald Trump and the leadership of this MAGA new Republican Party. The leadership need to do what the hell they need to do. And they need to pull up their pants and get to doing what need to happen and quit playing around with these people, man. I'm sorry. It can't be business as usual. It just can't be. Because if you leave a remnant of this, they are going to destroy everyone. They're already trying to blow the world up right now. They're already destabilizing countries that they can take and use UN Article 5 to start World War III and go to war with Russia. I mean, they're already doing it. So they already got some kind of trying to pull off some kind of damn space alien invasion. And you notice all the invasion videos are from liberal blue cities, right? If you go back and look, where they're seeing all the stuff is really in liberal cities where they're seeing all this. I wonder why that is. You know what I'm saying? All the drones. Oh my God, there's a drone over the city. Oh, really? Oh, really? On to the next thing I want to talk about. I did a video and I predicted. I said this whole strong black female leadership thing was coming to an end. With homegirl that was in Dalton, Illinois. What's her name? I'm seeing her face. Tiffany Henyard. With Tiffany Henyard. With Beetlejuice that was in Chicago. You just saw in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Baton Rouge, that the mayor, the black, strong black woman, female mayor in Baton Rouge, was voted out in East Baton Rouge. You want to know why? because nobody being bothered with this whole incompetent black woman thing anymore. Man, we need people who gonna handle business. So you had a white guy go into the mayor of East Baton Rouge. And then let's be clear. It's been hot on the radio with everybody talking about racisms and this. Because then also in Baton Rouge, the people in East Baton Rouge Parish decided to succeed and become St. George Parish, which is where all the bread is. And so now you got another parish formed, and you got a white man in mayor in Baton Rouge. And then when you look at the people that came out to vote, they like, well, he doesn't have a mandate because people didn't vote. No, that's not how they work. If you didn't go your behind out there and vote, a non-vote is a vote. A non-vote is a vote. Everybody want to twist it like, oh, well, only 16% of the people came out to vote. That's a vote. That means they weren't moved by her at all to even get off the couch to go vote. That's what you call no confidence. You dig? So, this strong black woman in the political leadership thing is coming to an end, which is a great thing. Because they were ushered into political leadership on the tail end of the Black Lives Matter movement. All of them, across the board. Black Lives Matter, burn down buildings, go tear up stuff in the streets, do this, here come, and instead of installing any black man or black conservative, they installed all these liberal black women. And that's over. And the results and the fruits of it is everywhere. Crime through the roof. Everything going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like Eric Adams. And you see the difference because you'll see like an Eric Adams come out and Eric says, okay, this shit ain't going well. For my political career, don't you think for a minute that what Eric Adams is doing is about city New York. No, Eric Adams is doing what he need to do for his political career. And I ain't mad at you, Eric. I ain't mad at you. I only care about the results. If you see that you on the wrong side of the fence, at least you got enough damn common sense to get off that side of the fence, climb over, and do what you're supposed to do. And it should be applauded and appreciated. So Eric says, no, I'm looking around, this shit not looking good. I'm not liking this. No, we're going to have to change course. But you go to a Tiffany Henyard, you go to any of these black female leadership positions, they ain't switching the fence. Oh, they digging trenches. Yeah. And therein lies the problem. Because it's going to be from an emotional perspective. Same thing here in New Orleans. You notice I don't hit the man in New Orleans like talking about too bad. There's no profit in hitting the man in New Orleans because New Orleans is too corrupt. If I told y'all some of the things, man, I ain't gonna go there. I'm not even gonna mistakenly say some of the things. All I'm gonna say is this. That shit got the end. It's coming to an end. And what's gonna happen is, as blue cities continue to vote in black female leadership, they're gonna continue to crumble. Then they're gonna get to the point where they finally wake up and say, okay, we're gonna vote the best candidate. No matter what skin color the person is, male or female, the best candidate into power. And then things are gonna change. Until that day where they vote in the best candidate, I don't care what skin color you are, the person who has the best plan and objectives for the city, it's gonna be hell to pay. Because you might as well just say we full-blown woke. Now, if somebody black listen to me, GW, I can't believe you said that. Man, look, go outside. Walk around your neighborhood. And if you live in an uppity neighborhood, thank the Lord that you live in an uppity neighborhood. Go to the hood where you grew up at. If you didn't grow up in the hood, then great. Your bloodline is doing fantastic. Go to your partner's neighborhood where it ain't that good and sit down for like about 5 minutes. Go to the restaurant in the hood and sit out there for a date. And tell me you won't see people living like that. And that's if you're in a rural area too. You know what I'm saying? This shit got to stop. Got to come to an end, man. It's got to. But what has to happen is the truth has to come back. People can no longer be scared of saying the truth. You tell the truth, and people got to deal with it. That's what happened. It got to the point where you told the truth, and they fought the truth so much that they couldn't deal with it. And then the truth hit, and they cry and whine about the truth. No, you just got to tell the truth and be done with it. Let the truth stand on what it is, dog. And that's it. That's all it is to it. Like Daniel Penny, right? Daniel Penny, see some dude wilding out in the subway, threatening people, hops in, gets to a fight with the dude, choke the dude out, dude die. That's what happened when you fight. I'm sorry. When grown men fight, somebody typically gets injured or dies. It ain't like little children fighting. Now, the truth of the matter is, if the man wouldn't have been doing the dumb shit he was doing, none of that wouldn't have started. That's the truth. Everything was a result of his actions. And that's it. Same way, when the little black dude was on the subway, the year prior, him and his old lady on the subway, some random dude started messing with his old lady, punch on his old lady, beating people up. He took out a knife and jigged them. Jig, 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 jig. Dude died. The thing that they both have in common is they was running around fucking with people they shouldn't have been fucking with. That's why you ain't gonna never hear me running, Dog Waters was messing with people. No, I don't fuck around. Now you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you bad, but I ain't messing with nobody. Because I know the consequences. So, now people talking about Black Lives Matter going to march because of Daniel Penny. You better sit your ass down. No, sit down. Because here's what happens. You in a city where the leadership don't give a damn about crime. They don't give a damn about crime. And they don't give a damn about how the crime affect you. And so when you take the Good Samaritan out of the equation, and you make the Good Samaritan afraid to help you, what happens when the terrorists, which they let across the border, you know what I'm saying? When the terrorists come and they start yapping, drop, 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 drop. And then that Good Samaritan says, nah, fuck that, you know. If I go out here and shoot one of these people, they might put me in prison. Come on, honey, let's go. And get my wife and my kids out the way. And hundreds of people die. Dog, why you call me when you, brother? That's whatever. When the bad guy with the gun comes and the good guy with the skills to use the gun says, nah, fuck that. I'm not gonna do nothing, because the last good guy that had skills and used them, they tried to put him in prison. And instead of that bad guy being taken out by one great shot by a phenomenal person who's been trained his whole life to take lives, he walks away. And then 50, 60, 10, 12 people are murdered before the police can get there. Yeah, people do realize there are enemies inside of our nation that want to kill people, right? And so we can't have this. We can't have a society where the Good Samaritan is afraid to stand up to help somebody. What happens to the woman who the man sees getting raped, and he got his sidearm on him, he got his piece on him, and he realizes that, damn, if I shoot this guy who's trying to rape this lady, and I'm white, and this guy's black, then I might go to prison. So what, the lady's supposed to get raped? Let's say if it's a black woman. Y'all rather the black woman get raped by the random dude? Or let's say it's a black woman and a Latino dude. You rather see the black woman get raped? Let's say it's a black dude and a white woman. You rather see the woman get raped? Let's say it's a white guy and a white woman. You rather see the white woman get raped? What are we doing out here? So we rather injustice stand. We rather criminals win. We rather evil prevail than just saying, listen, man, I don't give a fuck what color the dude is. You down bad, you doing stuff to people, we gonna stop him. Don't give a damn who it is. So you rather see the kid get thrown in the van because the dude might go to prison for rocking the head off the pedophile. Come on, man. It's crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? These are conversations I've been having with people trying to get them to come on the show that I'm launching. Like I said, everybody want to lick the devil's candy, but you can't get in the van with the devil. You can lick the candy, but don't get in the van. That's the problem. Everybody done licked the candy and got in the van. Now you riding around with the devil. It ain't like you got kidnapped with the devil. You licked this candy, you got in the van, and you got your ass in the front seat of the van, and you're luring other kids into the van. with this bullshit. That's kind of where we are. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. And that's all it boils down to. I'd rather see if my goddaughter, the godmother, my godchildren, my wife, my sister, and somebody wild, and I'd rather see them put that person down. If they're an existential threat to people, I'd rather see them put them down. I've been in situations where I laid hands on people for doing stuff. Vicious hands on people for doing stuff. Brutal. Mall dragging. They had nothing to do with me. It had to do with these women. Mall drag. And mall drug is the best of it. Really, a skull drugging. But for me, it was like, oh, police came, yo, this what happened, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it was like, all right, witnesses say this is what it was, okay. Grab them, put them in cuffs, went on about his business. And that's what it should be. The issue is, men have to be able to be men in America. And now, if you down bad and you go too far, go your ass to prison. Sorry, go your ass to prison. You gotta do what you gotta do. Go in. If you went too far. If you get obsessive with it, you go too far, you go crazy. Go to prison, man. Go sit down for a little while. But we gotta move away from it, bro. We absolutely gotta move away from it. Then in the news, Zelensky reportedly told Donald Trump that he wasn't going to do a ceasefire, which I thought was interesting, because you can tell Donald Trump a whole lot while he's not in office, but ain't a whole bunch you can say. That you can say once he get inaugurated. You know what I'm saying? So news reports are, oh yeah, Zelensky said he's not going to do a ceasefire. Okay. All right. We'll see how that play out for you later in the long run. We'll see how it all work out for you. And in my opinion, everybody's attitude needs to be the attitude of Tom Homan. He has the best attitude, the best talking points. The Iceman has the best attitude towards all the rest of this. He just said, hey, don't get in my way, or you're going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. It ain't. I like his attitude because it's not really boisterous. He's just stating the fact. Read this article, section, this. Don't cross that line. You know what I'm saying? Period. Don't cross the line. You're going to be fine. Cross the line. I plan on using the law against you. And that's all there is to it. And that's all. Bro, I don't know what I can't really see what you typing in cap letters, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You might as well calm down. Again, I told you my show don't hinge on the audience. It hinges because people like to try to do stuff to freeze my chat. So I don't really hinge on what's being said. I just speak my mind. You can accept it or check it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I just know that when people are talking caps, they want my attention. And so Tom Homan, in my opinion, has the attitude that everybody should have. You know what I'm saying? That's the attitude that everyone should have. We're going by the law. We're going by the books. You violate the law, that's your ass. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Violate the law, that's your ass. And that's what we need to be. All the rest is speculation. And I'm going to say this other thing about the Trump administration. See, they got the first guy with the news media going crazy. The one that they blackmailed and said that, you know, he had some kind of child raping thing. Y'all let another person fall to the media, it's going to be blood in the water. And they're going to put so much pressure on the Trump administration, it's going to be crazy. You cannot allow the media to dictate the narrative. And Matt Gaetz is the guy's name. You cannot allow the media to dictate the narrative. And the way you stop them from dictating the narrative is stop talking directly to them and make them go into overdrive attacking. I mean, literally make them go into overdrive. Stop talking to MSNBC, stop talking to NBC, stop talking to all of them, and start talking to the new media and building up the new media. Build up the media to replace them. For example, you can only imagine how much money Joe Rogan got paid off that interview with Donald Trump, right? If Donald Trump did 10 interviews with Joe Rogan, which that one broke the internet. If he did 10 interviews with Joe Rogan could buy MSNBC. If he did 20 interviews with Joe Rogan, if he did 10 interviews with Alex Jones could buy MSNBC. He could acquire it based on the attention that was garnered from the president of the United States going on with him and holding a conversation. But Alex is too far out there. You can't go with Alex. You can't go on with Alex. Okay, cool. Joe Rogan, you can go on to Joe Rogan's podcast weekly. And you will push Joe Rogan to the point to where Joe Rogan has so much money, he could single-handedly acquire mainstream media. But the mindset has to be, we're going to destroy them, because that's their mindset about you. And it's all about attention. Attention garners money in this currency of content. So content is currency. In an environment where content is currency, the biggest amount of attention creates the biggest amount of currency. The only person on the planet that creates more attention than Donald Trump probably is Elon Musk. There might be what and what. And so you can, just by your presence, you can lift up media to the point to where the dinosaur media dies. But they keep feeding them and feeding them. When you look at their numbers, and their numbers are dead. So for example, when you look at the downfall of MSNBC, why Comcast is selling them off, I mean, shit, I probably get, and I don't even put the energy like I used to, I probably get more views than in a month than MSNBC gets. I know in a month where I'm really thugging it out, when I'm getting 18, 19, 20 million views in a month, I definitely get more views than them. In a month where I'm chilling like towards the end of the year, well, I'm getting 1 to 5 in a month. Okay, cool. But there are individuals who are bigger than them. So the focus needs to be on those individuals that you can catapult. Like, what's your boy's name? Patrick Bet-David. I never really liked him. Don't know the guy. I think I got a bad taste in my mouth for him, because the first interview I watched with Patrick Bet-David was him interviewing Alex Jones. And I was like, you being real disrespectful, dog. Because this is the godfather of podcasting and all this other shit that you talking about. He was the founding father of it. And I got turned off to him because I was like, yo, you like attacking Alex on some Sandy Hook shit. And I'm like, yo, dog, this man laid the foreground for all this stuff that you doing right now. And I was like, and I never really recovered from that. But nonetheless, his media operation is bigger than MSNBC. So regardless of how I feel about Patrick Bet-David, Donald Trump appears on Patrick Bet-David's show. And remember, the mainstream media, that TV, Access TV, is only targeting the retired community that sits at home and turns on the cable news in the evening time. And so what you have to do is you have to launch this new form of media into the stratosphere to the point to where, as those people die off, which unfortunately is a part of life, as they die off, the media they're watching dies off. So you need to create stability is the best word to put. You need to create stability in this new media. I was going to say establish it, but you don't really need to establish it. It's already established. You need to create a level of stability. And here's how the stability is created. How is the mainstream media funded? Well, when election seasons come around, all the ad buys go to the mainstream media. Well, if you create this level of stability in the alternate media, which we will say is now the new mainstream media, then those ad buys go into them. So Patrick Bet-David gets the ad buys. Kamala Harris has to advertise with Patrick Bet-David. Or Kamala Harris has to try and advertise with Alex Jones to reach the audience that they want. And so now all that political money comes flooding in. Because that's what sustains these networks during these seasons. It's pharmaceutical ads and political ads. Now, with RFK Jr. going in, the pharmaceutical ads, I'm pretty sure those pharmaceutical ads are going to start drying up real quick. But, so that's not going to be a strong source for them to make money. So that's another reason why you'll see that mainstream media dying off, because their ad revenue from those multiple medicines that have, they call them side effects, but they have effects that are beyond comprehension. I was watching one last night, and there was one that was for a heart problem, but the side effect was you have a heart attack. I was like, damn. So what you trying to tell me is, hey, bro, get out of here, bro. I was like, damn, what you trying to tell me is, I got a heart problem, I take a heart medicine, and the number one side effect is I have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? The number one side effect is I have a heart attack. Well, damn, what good does that do me? I just had a heart attack. This is supposed to help me from having a heart attack, and the medicine give me a heart attack. And so as that starts to dwindle away, and there starts to be regulations on that alone, they will go out of business. Mainstream media, per se. You dig? I'm sorry I'm spazzing out. But I'm just keeping it 100% real with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we are. That's what this environment is, man. They got to stop playing games. And I understand. I don't understand. I'm not even going to say I understand. With a political mandate like the one that Trump has, I don't understand why you playing games with them. I just don't get it. I wouldn't play no damn games with them at all. Especially when they were proven to be a liar. And the problem with allowing them to swing and start attacking you and attacking your candidate, the people you're putting in office is it's their way of taking that and paving over the lies. The fact that they said that Kamala Harris was going to win. And they told their constituents that Kamala Harris was going to win. It was all a bunch of lies. So now they pave over the lies with attacks on you and attacks on your cabinet members. No. Let's take it back to the fact that y'all were wrong. I watched one of the pundits having a conversation with, it probably was CNN. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy was on CNN. And the frame of the conversation was about Pete Hegseth. And so the frame was him being a drunkard, or him having an alcohol problem, or him having a drinking problem. And you know, I'm from New Orleans, we call it alcohol. Him having an alcohol problem. And whether he lied or not was the frame. So they framed it really tightly. Pete Hegseth, being in the director of Department of Defense or whatever his position is, him having an alcohol problem, him being a drinker, and how that would, whether he should be confirmed or not. And the guy didn't break the frame. He stayed within the frame. My first words would have been out of my mouth would have been, hey, let's establish something here since you and I are having a conversation. His integrity is not on the line when we're holding this conversation. Your integrity is on the line. Because you're speaking from a standpoint like you've been correct about anything over the past 6 to 8 months. So let's establish the fact that your integrity is what's at risk, not Pete's, because you have been wrong. You said A, you said B, you said D, you said G. And all of those things have been incorrect. So let's start from a fair point, starting point where, and let me ask you a question. What gives you the right to even address this? Well, I'm a member of the media. Well, based on the fact that you've been incorrect about Kamala Harris, about A, about C, about all these other things, what makes you think that you're correct about this? And I'd have shut up. And I'd have let them swing around and squirm and do all the rest of this. And then I'd have came back and we'd have had the conversation from that standpoint. But you can't let them come out the gate like they're right. You can't let them come out the gate like they have the high ground. They don't have the high ground. And that's the problem that I'm seeing is, even Charlemagne the God said it. I call him Leonard the Fraud. He said the Democrats have to stop pretending like they have the high ground when they don't. They don't have the high ground. And when you talk about Democrats, you're talking about the media. They don't have high ground at all. None whatsoever. I mean, especially coming off the pardon thing. Well, Joe Biden said he wasn't going to pardon his son. Then he pardoned his son. And there were people in the media saying, well, he's absolutely not going to pardon his son like Donald Trump did. Okay, he pardoned his son. Your credibility is shot. Because you weren't even objective about it. You didn't stay in the middle and say there's a possibility he might pardon his son. You went full bore. Nope, he's not pardoning his son, and it's conspiracy theory. And brother, it is what it is at this point. People have to stop playing games with them. We're giving them too much credibility and leverage right now. I'm sorry, we're giving them too much. No, way too much. One of my OG members called me last night from IamDarkWaters.com, and I got OG members. These people who've been with me since they paid $3.99 a month. He said, "Hey, bro, I know you ain't doing no crypto stuff." He said, "But bro, I know you got the goods." He said, "I want you to feed us some stuff." And so, I've been trying. They know, the OG members know. Hey, bro, if homie take a break from doing something, and he said he restructured, there's always going to be something great. Somebody gave me $20. It doesn't show who it is. Thank you for the $20, and also thank you for the membership, David. I think that's David. So I'm gonna drop some stuff. I'm gonna drop what's going on for you guys. I'm gonna drop what's going on in North Carolina, which is wild. In pitch black darkness, it's wild stuff going on. I probably drop it in the format of me just doing a video like this and explaining it to you and telling you the stories, but I'm gonna drop something for you guys, and I'll drop it today. And I'll probably drop for you guys what's going on in the LBL too. All right. So overall, the change that has to happen, in my opinion, my humble opinion, and when it comes to this stuff, I know what I'm talking about, but it is what it is that they have to stop giving them the high ground. They're conceding the high ground to them. And people have to contend for that high ground on every interview. Somebody gave me $49. Thank you. Why is it not showing who's giving the bread? Dina gave me some money. Thank you, Dina Osborne. They have to stop conceding the high ground to people. And when we get to beyond the point of conceding high ground and contend for that high ground, then you'll see all kind of changes. But that's the mistake that's being made right now. Nobody's fighting for the high ground. And I can see there's high grounds that's worth battling over, and there are things that are not worth battling over. The high ground in media itself and the destruction of the existing media is a battle that has to be won. It absolutely has to be won, because if that battle's not won, they will have the ability come 2 years from now, when it's time for the midterm elections, to launch these vicious attacks that will savage everyone. When Donald Trump goes and he decides he's going to bomb Hamas, or when he goes online and he says, he died like a dog, they're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe the president is talking like this in his mean tweets and blah, 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 blah. So there has to be an assault on them that's sustained. And right now, I just don't see it. We saw it for a little while. And we do see it from like the social media personality perspective, like Antoine Daniels. Antoine Daniels does a good job of doing it. He does a phenomenal job of doing it. But it needs to be more people going into that environment that just savaged them. I mean, full on mollywop, skullduggery, savaged them. And they don't need to be sponsored. They don't need to be a sponsored movement. It just needs to be, they need to elevate to that point and destroy them. And that just needs to be it. It's kind of like what happened when Alex Jones went on with Piers Morgan. Yeah, if anybody remember the first time Alex Jones and Piers Morgan went at it, Piers got ravaged and savaged. Now, Piers Morgan is his format. And watch this. Piers Morgan gets a lot of views because Piers' format has modeled the format of people who do social media. Him on TV, him on his show, multiple people on the panel, conversations, right? But it took him to get that ass whooped to get to that point to where he actually started being a true journalist, where it wasn't he was on one side or the other. He just facilitated a conversation. Prior to that, he was an attack dog. After Alex put his foot in his behind, he said, okay, this is not working. I got embarrassed. I'm not as popular as I think I am. And boom. And he changed. And now he's probably got one of the biggest shows in the social media environment because he's made a change. And the only way people make those changes is when they get their ass whooped, man. So we can't be sparing a ride on these people, though. Can't spare a ride whatsoever. That's why I'm excited about all the changes that I'm making, because I'm telling you, I don't have no problem doing it. I don't have no problem at all. I don't have a problem putting on a suit and tie. I don't have a problem making sure I'm clean cut, put some oil on this to make sure this lays down, and go and savage somebody. I've only done it once in the cryptic community, and it was savage because people didn't realize that I'm trained in media. Oh, he just did this. Okay, watch this. Boom, 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 boom. 5 minutes done, destroyed. And very politely. It don't take a lot. So the point I'm making is this. That's what has to happen. And if we don't do it, you can anticipate when the midterm elections come around, they're going to be acting a damn fool. They will be acting a fool. All right, guys, it should be running up on noon prayer hour. I didn't go all the way into the office because I figured I need to go ahead and, by the time I sat down in front of a computer, it'd be time for us to do our noontime prayers. So I ain't go. I just said, look, I'm just going to chill, holler at y'all, do what needs to be done. I'm going to try and use the videos I recorded this weekend, but I don't think they're going to work because computers, the audio is terrible. Everything else is good, but the audio is like, it sounds like it's in a can. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't going to subject you to that. So I'll go back, hit those points, drop it like it's hot. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Thank you for everybody who made the donations. I just want you guys to know I heard what you said about wanting some content, and I'm going to make it happen. Deuces.